says Pope. Explosions kill police officer and injure 25 in western Ukraine. Greenland, Denmark rejects Trump's hospital ship offer. U.S. Secret Service kills man trying to access Trump's Florida estate. That's into the foreign headlines. Moving into the world of sport, EPL table, Arsenal re-established 5-point lead after 4-1 win over Tottenham. And on La Liga, Barcelona returned to top sport ahead of Real Madrid after thrashing Levante. Those are the major headlines making the rounds this morning. It was compiled and edited by Abiodun Akinwumi. For sponsorship or advert placement, kindly contact our sales and marketing office on 09129294332 or 09077227120. Coming up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we discuss and have an in-depth analysis on some of the topical stories making the rounds. Don't forget you can follow us by logging on to any of the Diamond FM online platforms, our website www.diamondfm.net, or download the app on Google Play Store and iOS Apple Store to keep up to date with us from any part of the world. I am BISOLA. ODUWOLE SULEIMAN. The Diamond Breakfast Show commences shortly. Please stay with us.
Control me. You can have a little control. But I'm still in charge. I can attack any minute, but you can control for like a second. Oh, nice. It's really a nice spot right there.
We know exactly how that feels at Diamond FM. With good conversations, music and top entertainment that touches your soul. It's radio like no other. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at the other countries taking it, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
For my business too much. I just too hard for us. I want to kill us. All not kill us for Nigeria. Please help us back them.
They should reduce the expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development. I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold in the mean? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice the new democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DVS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
A very beautiful morning to you, Nigerians. A beautiful morning to you, Quarrens. A beautiful morning to you from wherever it is you're listening to us from. This is Diamond 88.7 FM, your shining supreme station, and you are welcome to the Diamond Breakfast Show. This is where we have conversations regarding issues affecting Nigerians, from policies to politics. We also take a look at agriculture, economy. We take a look at the environment. We take a look at security issues and so many other stories that shape our country, Nigeria. We provide clarity. We have conversations. We dissect the stories right here in the studio. We take a look at headlines making the rounds, talk about it with our guest analyst, and also open up our platforms to you to also make your voices heard, to contribute your quota on the program. Welcome to another edition. This is the first in this week. Welcome to the Diamond Breakfast Show. Hope your day started on a very good note. We wish you the very best as you step out of your homes to, make your daily bread. This morning, we're taking a look at three major developments shaping Nigeria's political and economic landscape as we move steadily towards the 2027 general elections. The first one is Nigeria's rising public debt, now at 153.29 trillion naira. What this means for Nigerians, what this means for a regular citizen here in Nigeria. And secondly, we'll look at political empowerment programs, which we'll be seeing as we approach the 2027 elections and emerging signs of tensions ahead of 2027. We also take a look at the recent election outcomes, the one that happened, the local government elections in the Federal Capital Territory, opposition grievances, allegation of fraud, and then voter apathy. We'll take a look at that. We'll also look at, whether this is a yardstick to look at what might happen in the 2027 elections. We'll look at that as well on the program. So welcome to another promising edition of the program. My name is BISOLA ODUWOLE SULEIMAN. Joining me this morning is a veteran journalist, is a public affairs analyst, a concerned Nigerian, Elder Wale Adedeji. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my sister.
It's good to have you on the program.
How was the weekend?
It was beautiful. How was yours too?
You're welcome. Fine.
All right. Yeah. Let's get into the business of the day. According to the Debt Management Office, Nigeria's total public debt rose to 153.29 trillion naira as of September 30. 2025. This represents about an increase of 900 billion naira. Now, this figure covers federal government debts, the states, the 36 states of the Federation, and the Federal Capital Territory. Now, let's break it down. Domestic debt is approximately 81.81 trillion naira. That's internal borrowing. Then external debt, approximately 71.47 trillion naira, meaning that Nigeria now owes slightly more domestically, internally, than externally. So we owe more to, Nigerian investors than, foreign investors. Now, the debt servicing pressure, let's look at, in the first 9 months of 2025, Nigeria reportedly spent about 10.8 trillion naira servicing debt, nearly 48% of the revenue of the country in servicing debts alone. So we have about 52% to spend on, development and other things here in Nigeria. But 48% was used to service these debts. This raises a very, critical question at this point. If almost half of the revenue is used in repaying debt, how much remains for infrastructure, development, healthcare, education, security, and so many other things? Now, that is one part of it. Now, amidst all of this, we now have the World Bank also approving a fresh $500 million loan to Nigeria. This should be approved between now and next month. That's it has an estimated approval date of March 30. Now, this particular loan is aimed at boosting agricultural productivity and strengthening key value chains across participating states. Now, let's take a look at this quickly. Should we still be borrowing at this point? Some would argue that, well, there's no country or there's no state that can sustain itself without some sort of borrowing. But let's look at our debts, the one that we have right now, and the amount that we use in servicing these debts. Should we still be borrowing right now?
Well, thank you very much. I think, I hope this kind of topic will be coming up regularly at our national level, so that there will be some elements of caution maybe along the line. Because I begin to wonder what exactly is the duty then of the Debt Management Office in Abuja, who should oversee all these transactions, whether internal or external debts.
Okay.
But I think what I begin to see them to do in recent time is to bring out the statistics of debts. Who is owing what and how much is being owed.
Okay.
Then I want to ask, what exactly is their duty to monitor or to record debts, or are they not supposed to manage it? I think there should be some elements of powers that they will have. Somebody who is interested in borrowing, because like the statistics they just released, they even pointed at Jigawa and Delta, who is like they rejoice in borrowing, going on a borrowing spree.
Okay.
While they say, except Kogi State that has made efforts
Yes.
to reduce its own.
By
So out of about
30%.
by 30%. Also out of about 36, we will only have one state that is conscious of the fact that maybe at this point we should begin to slow down in going into debt, borrowing. So, but then much that I know, I can remember some about 3.5 decades ago, I was privileged to have a personal interview with the then Professor Sam Aluko in the Ondo State, who is a renowned economist, and he made a stunning revelation during that interview to say that, well, we may be looking on to America, but as at the time he spoke with me, America was the largest debtor in the world,
Okay.
borrowing to run its government. So if Nigerian government, both federal and state, go a borrowing, one may not say it is not out of place for them to do.
Okay.
But I think what concerns us is you keep borrowing and we have not seen the impact of this money you're borrowing as regards our national life. So it calls you into question. And whilst some of them who borrow, particularly states, embark on white elephant projects that you cannot really say have direct impact on the citizens.
All right.
So the management office should therefore come on board and make sure that this is well managed, is monitored.
All right. Let me cut you quickly there.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Lagos, for example. Lagos still remains the most indebted state internally,
Yes.
domestically. But when some people argue that, yes, Lagos can still boast of what it has done
Yes.
with the money. So when you're talking about impact, we can still see the impact in some states of the federation, in the impact of these borrowings. But at what point does it become too much? That's the question. At what point does it become something that is deficient for us as a nation? If we keep borrowing and we keep servicing it with half of our income as a nation, is it something that is okay looking at the situation of the country?
You see, we can begin to complain about borrowing. When you borrow on behalf of you and I cannot see what you have done with it. It's like somebody going to Lapo, what do they say, these financial places where they say they take loans, and it's like fire when you take such loan. And then you take such loan, and all you do is to go to a party and begin to spray a musician. That's senseless. So if you are forced to take such loans, then you have a purpose you want to do with it, and you have a plan of how to pay back these debts. So that they take loans. Okay, we just cited Lagos. I think Lagos and Rivers, they said Lagos and Rivers, they are so highly indebted, both internally and externally, but that we see projects that they do. That of Lagos, we all see that they do projects, and so with the money. So if that is done, fine. But that we see out of 36, we can now point at what is it called, at Kogi, that is conscious of going to debts, and then we can point to states like Lagos that we can see what they are doing with it. What becomes of the other 34? That you just take these loans and we are not seeing what you do with it.
All right.
The loans that generation after us may still be paying. So, and then I want to also ask, what exactly are the National Assembly doing on this matter? Because we talk of debt management office now. You take loan. If the federal government, for instance, the president wants to take loan, for instance, it still goes to the National Assembly to seek approval. Both so also are in the states. The state governors still go to the state assemblies to seek approval. So are they not asking questions? They just receive and approve, and the thing is going like that. Worse still, that we cannot really point at in some of these states what this money are being spent on.
All right. So moving forward, how should the governments, the federal and the state governments, proceed? What are some strategies or policies that they should put in place to ensure that it's reduced, our borrowing, our debt profile is reduced?
The way out to see, this is a blessed country. We have enough resources to sustain us. So if you take money to develop these resources, that means we have a hope of paying back in a very short time.
All right.
Take, for instance, in recent time, the solid minerals, we have discovered much of it in the northern part of the country. And what do we see? You see people the Asians coming around, I don't want to mention a particular country, but let me say the Asians coming around, in going to the most remotest part of the country, begin to mine our mineral deposit and take it away unchecked. And what about the law that governs mining in this country? So, and some people said this is the way it started, and it has graduated to kidnapping and banditry that we're experiencing now. So, such things, if such minerals are there, these are resources that we have that can be developed, that can sustain us, that will get to a point that we don't need to borrow anywhere again. But you just look away from there, and you are depending on the oil money alone, believing that these oil wells will not run dry someday. You see? So, the way out of it is that if you take such loan, embark on projects that will have direct positive impact on the citizens, and that such that it can generate money to pay back such loans, and then concentrate on our mineral resources is enough for us to survive in this country. So once that is done, there won't be borrowing again.
All right. I hope we get to a level where we don't have to borrow again. But is there any country in the world that does not borrow?
Like I just said, I was educated some what 30 years ago, who says even America,
the United States,
was the largest.
Borrows other people.
It says at that time was the largest debtor, followed by Brazil. That's what you told me that time.
All right. Let's take some reactions right here. What are your thoughts? What do you think? How do you think there's good borrowing or good debt and bad debt? What classifies a particular debt as good and as bad? How does this affect us as citizens, and what can the government do to ensure that it is reduced to the barest minimum, just like my guest has said? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from? All right, go ahead.
But what I would suggest is government let them attach it to whatever they want to use, so that they can see it is what this money is. Because we remember our subsidy and coming the type of federal allocation we are giving to states now, and the federal government and local government. It will surprise Nigerians to know what they are borrowing for. Yes, funds are available. Not when you don't have money to continue to borrow. Though I know they are using some of the money for it. But let us know specifically, like that 500 million something now, dollars now. Let them tell us what they are using, so that Nigerians can monitor it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Bamidelik. However, according to reports, that $500 million is actually for boosting agricultural productivity and strengthening key value chains across participating states. That's what we have on that one. We really look forward to, seeing what they do with that money when it is approved.
Yes, just like we were saying. I mean, in a month's time, like you said, the loan will be approved. And so they have said this is what they want to do with it. So by this time next year, she's not agriculture. By this time next year, I want to see what the yields on the farm.
All right.
So once things like that are done, nobody will complain.
All right. 0913-655-6952. That's the number to call, or send us a message on WhatsApp, 0913-655-6864. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Citizen, both Christian and Muslim. Professor Sayodele speaking from airport alone. The analysts are took a lot more wisdom.
Thank you, ma.
Do the needful. And we just ride together, the nation. We have a positive result all around. God bless.
All right, thank you very much. 0913-655-6952. That is the number to call. Send us a message on WhatsApp on 0913-655-6864. We have a couple of messages here. Let's take this call first. Hello. Good morning. What's your name? All right, go ahead, please.
Thank you for the opportunity to use us to be part of the program. May God bless you. I want to on the Nigeria government.
I think Doctor is close to his radio set.
Yeah. We can barely hear you, Dr. Larry Okiki. Can you please move away from that place to better reception? The line keeps breaking. You might have to call us back. 0913-655-6952.
I think he's close to his radio set.
Possibly. When you call in, please turn on the volume of your radio or move away from where it is completely so we can all enjoy the conversation. 0913-655-6952. All right. Here we have Sakani Amrita from Aluri. He says, I greet you people in the studio. There's no problem with borrowing, but our government has to be more accountable and transparent for the purpose of, to tell us the purpose of the money. We should have a lot of food in the country. That's from Saka Oni Amrita. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, sir. This is much clearer. What's your name?
Dr. May God bless you.
All right, go ahead now.
So, excess of loan taking is affecting us in Nigeria. So, there is nothing bad in taking loan. But what causes impact is it tough on the masses. So, we're supposed to address this issue. So, when we take loan, how the loan will work for the betterment of the life of the masses in Nigeria. And we need a totally change. But we can't be doing something the same way I'm expecting a different result. Corruption is still existing in Nigeria. And when we don't keep corruption can kill us.
All right.
Dr. La is the first one from Mr. Kure.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. 0913-655-6952. That is the number to call. This one here says, good morning, BISOLA. Please always show the statistics of how the debts go. How much is federal government owing? How much each state is owing? Because the moment you mention debts, our mind quickly goes to Tinubu, the man at Aso Rock, and people will be reacting along that line. Issa Mohammed from Ilorin. When we spoke, I actually explained that, it comprises of the debts of the federal government, that of the state government, the 36 states.
And the ones that are internal, the ones that are external debt.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and from the statistics that we have here, Lagos State has a significant amount. Lagos State moved from 1.041 trillion in quarter 2 of 2025 to 1.045 trillion naira. That's for Lagos State. For the federal government, we had 77.81 trillion naira in quarter 3 of 2025, which was an increase from 76.58 trillion naira. And then we have a lot of other states as well. But if we start doing that today, we'll not end the program. We will not. But everything is not for just the federal government. It also comprises of the state and, FCT as well. This one says, good morning, BISOLA. Our guest, a very long time to come, Nigeria will keep on borrowing because our internally generated revenue is not enough to finance the country, especially social infrastructure. One thing we must understand is that some of these loans, especially those that have been invested in our critical infrastructure that are revenue generating, can help. The settlement of domestic debts can be defrayed within a short time if our resources are well managed. The one that frightens me more are the debts of state and local government administrations. I would like to suggest a gradual settlement of these debts through deductions from the bogus allocations that go to the states and the local government. That's from Elda Yemi Ashaju. What are your thoughts as well?
Well, you have said it all. We begin to hear of bogus allocations going to the states in particular. So it saddens one to hear again that you get these bogus allocations, you still go borrowing, and you can't see much.
Yeah, but these allocations are needed for development in the states and local government. If they take from it, then, what do you think? If they take from it, they would still have to borrow.
So the loan you borrow is meant for what? Is it not for development too?
All right. Let's take one more call and then we go on a break. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, what's your name?
The Professor Adele of the Life.
All right.
One thing we must understand is our great nation. Our government is trying itself. Some people in this nation are with the government effort. They are not allowed government effort to work because of the corruption and unsincerity. It's affecting us in the nation. And our big budget is affecting us too without meaningful results. So we need to cut this corruption so that poverty will reduce.
All right.
And there must be discipline. They must imitate Western people. If we corruption high here like our nation, they should cut the corruption. It's affecting us. God will help us.
All right, thank you so much. Some have also said that prudence could also help us, being prudent in our spending, especially when it comes to the administration, when it comes to government spending and all of that, when it comes to people in political offices, being prudent with the way we spend, the what they get, their allowances and all of that, that maybe if we can do that for a while and take the pains to reduce how much, we spend in all of these offices, maybe, just maybe, our debt profile might reduce.
I think I was reading something about Basajo a few days ago, who said as at the time he was to hand over government to politicians the first time, he was suggesting that parliamentary system here should be part-time because it's gulping money. And we have seen in recent time that even our parliamentarians, the way they spend money, and you can't see, even in the different constituencies, much to show.
All right.
To show. And so these are the areas perhaps we should look into. Our system of governance is too expensive. And then we are not getting, if they can take this much loans, this much allocations, and then you don't see, like we keep saying, what they have done with it, then it becomes disturbing.
All right.
And it's no crime if they borrow money to do projects for us. If they are said they are taking these trillions, for instance, to improve on our power sector in this country, and nobody will complain if you 24 hours non-stop you have power, and then industries are running, they don't have to waste money on diesel and all that, and then they say it is now solar, and how much you can know how much they will spend to install a solar that will run a factory. If we have borrowed money to develop that sector, at least the first 3-4 years alone, then it will reduce the expenditures in the production sectors. Right. And then we'll have money. Then we can know that we borrowed money to do this and we are enjoying it.
Right.
But we keep borrowing and we are not enjoying it.
All right, we'll be right back. We'll talk more about the impact of this on Nigerians. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilori. To stay with us.
Omar, since when did you start bringing surprise iftar packages home? Sing water, Guinea.
I didn't buy this one. No. Remember that woman I said I helped this morning with a heavy generator?
Yes, how can I forget?
That same one. Her grandson Ibrahim bought this master and Malta Guinness.
See, sharing goodness brings blessings. Please pass me the can of Malta Guinness. We need to call our neighbors to join us at the table.
This Ramadan, nourish your iftar with the great taste of malted Guinness. Malted Guinness, sharing goodness brings blessings.
Madam Matron, now so you go, they look me as I they carry this my RM certificate up and down without upgrading it like you, Abby.
Nurse Titi, I don't tell you, say Nurse Lara. They do distance learning. Oh, Thomas Adeomi University, she they work. She go still they go school online. Very soon, if I tell you, she go get her BSc nursing and leave you behind.
Alele, make her go register sharp. Tell all my friends too. This is a big opportunity for all my nursing friends.
Now so, for just 200,000 naira per session, you set fit get BSc nursing for Thomas Adeomi distance learning. For more inquiries, call the number 0803-357-8369 or call 090-231-30170 or visit our website at www.tau.edu.ng.
ìgúnfẹ̀ burúkú àti inú kíkan inú kíkan gáàsìkò ní oògùn tó dára tó máa ń ṣe pépé kò yẹ ká jẹun kó má lè ká jẹ́sọ̀. bẹ́ẹ̀ sálátù sálátì àtayọ̀ inú bá ti ń kan mí tètè gbé. Relief food comfort ilé sálátì àgbàwẹ̀ mi tètè gbé. Gasco antacid, Gasco antacid, ilé-iṣẹ́ Fitson Healthcare PLC ló ń ṣe Gasco Fast Relief Full Comfort.
Diamond 88.7 FM, music, talk, and so much more.
Decided to have a delightful time away from home and you're looking for a comfortable or truly pampering experience at a luxurious hotel here in Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria? Search no more. The best place to choose is Wingate Exotic Hotel. Do I tell you about this 5-star rated hotel in Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria? Our welcoming package is top-notch with experienced staff, a room of spacious and fully equipped home or away from home it is. Come enjoy special delicacies by our in-house chef and buffet breakfast. The everyday fun and special karaoke night on Friday at our bar, VIP and VVIP lounge. All of various sizes for your event are available. The enjoyment of a pool experience, seats, and more is the reason why Wingate Exotic Hotel is your number one choice when it comes to hospitality. We're at kilometer 10, University of Ilorin Road, before Ajanaku bus stop in Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. For reservation or inquiry, call 080-9824-4472 or 080-9824-4473. Wingate Exotic Hotel, the hotel where closing memory lasts.
Omar, since when did you start bringing surprise iftar packages home? See water Guinea.
I didn't buy this one. Oh. Remember that woman I said I helped this morning with a heavy generator?
Yes, how can I forget?
That same one. Her grandson Ibrahim bought this massa and Malta Guinness.
See, sharing goodness brings blessings. Please pass me the can of Malta Guinness. We need to call our neighbors to join us at the table.
This Ramadan, nourish your iftar with the great taste of malted Guinness. Malted Guinness, sharing goodness brings blessings.
Welcome back from that break. You're still tuned in and listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry, your shining supreme station. And I am your host, BISOLA ODUWOLE Suleiman. And this morning, we're talking about Nigeria's, the rising deaths in Nigeria, the amount at which, or the rate at which the federal government and the state and local government are borrowing, how it has increased, and then, there's still more borrowing. Some are saying, well, a country must borrow for sustainability, to show other nations that it is growing, and all of that. We keep hearing different conversations, but for how long are we going to continue like this? And then some are talking about the impact of this borrowing as well. Oh, it's not a problem if you borrow, but Nigerians need to see the impact, and then, we keep quiet because we know that you're using this money for something significant. What are your thoughts? Keep them coming in. While we're talking about this, we still have more conversations, more things to discuss this morning. So let's quickly move on to that. My guest is still Elder Wale Adediji on the program this morning. Now let's take a look at the political season.
Okay.
We're in that era now where, we're getting there gradually, where we see people, do lots of empowerment programs. People start to give, they start to empower people. Some would say, oh, it's a way to boost the economy, to help people who want to grow, maybe business-wise or personally. But some are saying it is all political. They're trying to buy the favor of the people by doing that. But that's not really the conversation right now. At the weekend, at Kionigbi, Report, local government area of Kwara State, an empowerment program organized by a House of Representative aspirant, Chief Adejo Kemistro Adeyemi, was disrupted by a crowd of youths and women. The program was designed to provide economic relief and assets to hundreds of beneficiaries drawn from various local governments, and it was intended to help cushion the impact of the ongoing hardship and uplift constituents. Now, but what should have been a peaceful event, where people rejoice, the beneficiaries go home smiling, turned to be chaotic. Some of those who attempted to participate overwhelmed the organizers, and according to reports, the organized group seized items, including food relief, tools meant for the participants. While there are no confirmed reports of, deaths linked to this particular event, thankfully, the breach has alarmed many observers, highlighting vulnerabilities in gatherings like this, in situations like this, and the potential of tensions like this to spill into violence. Now, this is the first, and, as the elections come closer, as it draws nearer, many people would come up with empowerment programs like this. But the tension that followed, the uproar that followed, the chaos that followed is what we're concerned about now. Why do we have issues like this? Is it a thing of, some are saying that, oh, it's a thing of poverty. Some are saying, oh, these people are feeling left out. Some are saying, well, aggrieved parties are the ones involved in all of this.
You see, my sister, the thing is this. The news will have been pleasant and good enough if it has not contained the fact that the person doing this empowerment this time around is an aspirant. She wants to go into the House of Reps. And so what we would have asked before now, has she been doing such empowerment that is not tied to an ambition. So just like we've been saying on programs like this, our politicians, they only think they can take care of us when they want to aspire. When they're not aspiring, then they don't care about you. So, and then what we always conclude on is that, yes, it doesn't matter how much they spend to empower us in their quest to get elected into office. As soon as they get there, they recoup what they might have spent. So, left to me, such empowerment is not appreciated. And look at what happened. Some people went there and disrupted the place. The report says that even the power of, the person who was doing empowerment, they say including soldiers, including civil defense, including police, were taken along there to provide protection. And these people came and overpowered them. You see, that is to show the level of disconnect between us and they, who are at the top there. So, you know that perhaps before now, maybe people know you to be somebody from that area, and maybe nobody could even come near your house when you are doing something to say, okay, even with leftover of the food there, let us eat. You don't allow them. Now that you want to contest, you now organize that. So if you now go along, if you go ahead to your place and you now took with you the military, the police, the civil defense, the local hunters, all of them armed to the teeth. And so it goes to say that you yourself know that, well, the people might react somehow. Why some will be dancing to appreciate, some will be angry that, so you have this much all this way, and we are suffering, and you are our daughter here. So it's a lesson to our people. You see, they have impoverished the citizens so much that when it is time for election, then they now begin to dangle carrots. I think we should be learning from this, that if you are, God has been so good to you, even without aspiring to contest or be anything, let it go around your people. It is people that will not ask you to come and lead them because you have set examples. Look at what MKO enjoyed. Long before he attempted to show interest in contesting election, he has been touching lives in so many ways. I worked with him, and I know he was even going long before he had any ambition. He was going to churches, he was going to mosques, he was doing all that. So, and when we were campaigning, Kusamutu was the chairman of that party, NRC, that was the opposition party. And Kusamutu said they went to some village in the north, in Kano, where Bashir Tofa came from. And when the people came out, they were shouting MKO. They now said, no. They said, okay, it's our son. Okay, tell him to hold on for the next time. Because this man, MKO, had touched our lives for more than 10 years before now. Let politicians do that. Let people know that you care for them long before you now come up with an ambition. It may even be them that will ask you to come and contest. When you want to contest, that's where you remember that they need some rice. I think we should move away from this that kind of thing.
All right, but let's also talk about the conduct of the electorate. When these politicians come and then they start to dish out all of this gift, we see people hailing them, we see people praising them, we see people coming out to take all of these things. Of course, somebody would feel like, oh, okay, this is what they want. This is how I can buy them. This is how I can, bring them to my side. How should the electorate conduct themselves? Because this is that season. This is when we would start to see all of this. That's when I spoke with my colleague the other day that very soon we'll start seeing, but I think we've moved away from when they hit with women roasting corn on the roadside. They start to engage with the electorate. They start to act, they're one of us. How should the electorate proceed, or how should they conduct themselves when these politicians come calling?
Electorates or will-be electorates have shown example in this latest incident.
But that's not a good example. Electorates should not come out and those skills. We should not. This is our country. This is our community. What if people were hurt in the process?
Voters' education, electorates' conduct is the business of INEC. So. And we are about 25 years into this experience. Somebody who called earlier said we can't be doing the same way and expect different results. We have seen it. Electors are continuing to get enlightened that these people, this is what they are after. So electorate, we have been so impoverished that when you come around with that kind of they say 5 kg bags of rice. And these people went and took it away and overpowered the security men there. So for years that he has gotten money to do all that. It is 5 kg rice that you are giving to perhaps a family. What do they begin to do? Do they soak the rice in the water?
There were also tools. According to reports, there were cars, there were tools.
Agreed. You asked me about the electorates. Yeah, electorates should be educated. No doubt about that. 2 wrongs don't make it right. That they went there to do it the wrong way is bad, no doubt. But it goes to say that an hungry person becomes angry. And let us see it. Those who go out to vote on election days are not mainly the enlightened. Is this our local people? And so maybe on their own, they are beginning to realize that enough of all this. So, and you can see their reaction. So let them be properly educated. Okay. And then you see they won't do that again. And then if you have impoverished them for more than 2.5 decades now, then you can see they can go aggressive, they can go wide too. And if they are prepared themselves to come and confront armed policemen and soldiers and overpower them, that is got to say is a signal that there are some dangers in this attitude over the years. So people want to put a stop to it.
All right. Let's take some reactions right here. You can call us on 0913-655-6952, 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning.
More wisdom. I appreciate you.
Thank you. What's your name? Go ahead quickly.
Chief Mrs. Adejoke on the empowerment. She said awareness. But we do something wrong time in this nation at times. If you imitate white people, they used to do their charity every week. It's every Friday or weekend, because I know some of their charity days. Friday, Sunday. They make sure they let people laugh. They talk life positively. But in our nation here, when Professor Tade wants to contest, we go to different places, which is wrong. People must know us about giver. And we must begin to talk life positively, receiving your glory from Almighty God. Then our nation now, when they want to go to House of Rest or Senate, they be giving people gari and rice. And people is there that woman frying gari, they know that they doctor before. So what she do yesterday now, she creates awareness that they must vote for her. But she's going to House of Rest if God will. Then we need to imitate white land people. So do charity every time, not election period.
Thank you, Prophetess. Thank you so much for your take. We need to go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll quickly touch on the third story, and then we can take reaction, since both are political stories somewhat. We'll be right back. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM.
Since when did you start bringing surprise iftar packages home? Sing water Guinea.
I didn't buy this one. Remember that woman I said I helped this morning with a heavy generator?
Yes, how can I forget?
That same one. Her grandson Ibrahim bought this master and Malta Guinness.
See, sharing goodness brings blessings. Please pass me the can of Malta Guinness. We need to call our neighbors to join us at the table.
This Ramadan, nourish your iftar with the great taste of malted Guinness. Malted Guinness, sharing goodness brings blessings.
Welcome back from that break. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, your shining supreme station. My name is BISOLA ODUWOLE SULEIMAN, and I still have with me ODUWOLE Adediji. And this morning, we're taking a look at crucial issues. We have moved on to the political scene, and we talked about an empowerment program that happened over the weekend and the chaos that erupted from that. What are your thoughts about this? Let us know. Send us a message on WhatsApp on 0913-655-6864. Moving on, let's quickly talk about what happened in the federal government elections at the FCT, at the local government elections, I beg your pardon, at the FCT. In the Federal Capital Territory Area Council elections, All Progressives Congress secured 5 of the 6 chairmanship seats, while the PDP, that's the People's Democratic Party, secured 1 of the seats. Results declared by INEC showed APC victories in Amak, Buari, Abaji, Kwale, and Kuje, while the People's Democratic Party won Gwagwalada. Some observers see this as, evidence of APC's organizational strength ahead of the 2027 elections. there are some things that happened during the elections that I would like us to talk about. One thing is what the observer said, as the strength of the APC. But can we use this as a yardstick to judge or to say, or to predict what might happen or the outcome of the 2027 elections? That is one. Then the other is the economy fraud that electoral. What's it called now? Election buying, vote buying that happened at the elections. There were reports that EFCC recovered over 20 million naira from vote buyers. This is something that we've talked about over time when it comes to our elections. Why does this continue to happen? Why do we keep having this issue? What are some of the strategies that we haven't put in place that we need to put in place as we go to? Then at the local government level, if this amount can be recovered, then what is going to happen when we have the presidential and the state government, the gubernatorial elections? That's one. There's also a report of voter apathy, people staying away from this election, some due to fear, some due to certain things, certain complaints that, they have mentioned. What are your thoughts about this? Let's look at this quickly and then we proceed.
Let me begin with the last one, the apathy.
Yes.
I want to start by asking something that is not yet clear. Is it INEC that conducted the election? Because it is a local government election in the federal capital. And we keep saying INEC. So have we agreed now? The INEC should be conducting local government elections and not the state.
But it was INEC that conducted.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because we just got to hear that on Saturday that was what happened, and then these are the things we have been clamoring for over the years. That come on, let INEC be handling local government elections.
All right.
That is, by the way, if that is it's a good news on its own. Now, apathy. Somebody, one INEC person explained it out that it was the moment, the month of Ramadan, and then people who want to vote must have gone out as early as 7:38 to queue and order, do their accreditation and all that, and wait. So, and this is the month of fasting. So, we know this month of fasting, people don't have that much energy to do the kind of thing we're doing where there was no fasting around. So if that is the case, then certainly, yes, it may cut down the number of people who come out to take part in that exercise.
Okay.
Maybe. Then two, I think the way, just like this one will have linked up to the first question, is there an indication of what will happen in the next general election, APC and President Tinubu and what have you? I would say yes, kind of, because people have gotten to realize that, well, if there's no other party in this country again, because the other parties to me look not serious enough about the game. Look at the feelers that I got from Abuja on Saturday was that even the PDP person that won the only seat was a PDP man in Wike's camp of PDP. So it was Wike that decided, okay, you, because I'm still the Oga of a PDP, you. So people have come to realize that the ruling party is becoming stronger each day, while the other ones who should form the opposition and put up a good challenge are not too serious enough. So people have withdrawn that if we go there to vote for this party that we like, even the party that we like is not too serious enough. So why are we wasting my time? And I don't like the party that is about to win. It could make them stay away as well.
How does this affect our democracy? Because the democracy is good or is enjoyable when we have
our democracy
parties.
will get better when our politicians do it the way it should be done.
And how should it be done?
Good. Think more of the people than themselves. You can see our political leaders since when did you start this democracy itself? Is it 2019 or whatever?
Which democracy?
This form of democracy that we are running. You can see somebody who has been vice president for 8 years. He has been showing interest in becoming the president. He's jumping from this party to the other, and he has his friends who are doing the same thing. That means, as far as they are concerned, it's not about us. It's about themselves. And so not until that attitude changes, we may not see the difference, because the level of commitment and from the politicians themselves to us is not there anymore. And so they are unable to put in place a good opposition that can put the ruling government on its toes. And so you now see that it is almost becoming one-party state. And instead of them to go home and do they are complaining that the ruling parties want, and there is no record of how they have gone to carry people and force them to join their party.
All right.
So it is the political class that should sit down if they have our interest at hand.
All right.
There must be a government in place. There must be some people that will form a good opposition and put that government in check.
All right.
That's where we can get the good dividends of democracy.
All right. Now let's quickly talk about allegations of electoral fraud. The fact that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission announced the arrest of 20 suspects during this FCT's area council polls, and they recovered in some reports over 17 million, in some reports so let's stick with over 17 million from these people. Over time, we've heard of people arrested at, polling units, for trying to buy for trying to buy votes. Now, but after that, that's where it ends. This particular one that we're hearing, how should it be handled? And what do you think the handling or mishandling of it can do to the coming elections and, the mentality of people or the electorate?
I think the law that wants to put a stop to vote buying should be expanded to the extent that it is not because look at the one that happened in Ekiti the other time. The person that were caught giving out money were not even, you can't even say he's a politician that has a status of contesting an election. So when you arrest such people, let them tell us who sent them. Somebody who is sharing 17 million naira, go to his account before a week before this time. Maybe he doesn't have 100,000 in his account. And so suddenly he's the one that is not sharing 17 million naira. So somebody must have given him that money to share. So if we can put a stop to this thing, when we trace it down to the money bags that sponsored them, and not just these innocent young ones who pass out of it, you get some commission to survive too.
All right. I don't think you should call them innocent because they were caught with the money. Let's take some reactions.
That's all right.
0913-655-6952. That is the number to call. This one says, good morning, Elder. All politicians, okay, I can't take that. It's only those that it doesn't favor that will be complaining. Election apathy should be treated as general. They all buy votes. Isa Muhammad from Ilorin. All right, we do not have facts about that. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Why people say APC 15, PDP 11? I just finished arguing with somebody on the platform now that APC 1 local government funds.
Yes.
Because UK is not hiding it. It's coming out to say it's working for APC. This is one person that won the 6-1. That means APC.
All right.
This actually this depends of saying fasting will affect the election. As God will have it, this year Ramadan and Lent started the same day.
We are all fasting.
So does it mean that only Muslims are affected by fasting, or only Christians will be voting during fasting? Then coming to opposition. I argued with somebody yesterday. There's no opposition party yet in Nigeria. What you have are opposition politicians.
All right.
Made you see, you can see Atiku, Obi, and Meku. They went to the league for the party. So once there's no opposition party, we have the opposition individual. That's how things will go.
All right. All right, thank you, Mr. Bamdeli. God bless Nigeria. People say vote selling or buying is as a result of poverty, but to me it is lack of discipline. Poverty should make us work hard and not to sell our conscience or become beggars. And he says, I don't think there is so much voter apathy. There is a difference between apathy and voter turnout. To me, what happened was voters' poor turnout and not really voters' apathy. Elder Yemi Ashaji. This one says, good morning, Diamond FM. There's no difference between FCT election and River Rivers State local government election as conducted by the same Wike. Wike normally gives PDP one position to look like he's still in the party. Mr. Ben from Itelepa and Kolade Anyide from Amsterdam says, good morning. Government should avoid borrowing. That's for the first story. Government should embrace financial discipline instead of borrowing to spend on invisible project. Okay. And next one, good morning. I want to say kudos to your station and Elder Ashaju for his daily contributions on your program. Is usually factual and unbiased. Yinka from Gakodi. Okay. Good morning in the studio. Borrowing for Nigerian government has no positive effect. For example, Obasanjo borrowed for electricity. Buhari asked, where is the light? Till now, there is no light, and we all know what electricity can do positively. What is happening to power? Iyoda Ayikoto from Ganikizongo. Your message is long. I can't take everything. I just wish I know the impact of all this loan of a thing. We have not seen anything meaningful upon all this huge loan. Come to Kwara North and see for yourself. Very pathetic. No single development. That's from Israel, from Tanker. And the last one, good morning. The thing is that people don't know that borrowing is kind of good for the economy, because the higher you hold, the more international global economy believes in your economy as growing, because not owing enough scares global investors, because they believe the economy is bad, that no one is willing to lend you, and you don't have a working economy. USA, Japan owes the most in the world, and we can see how the economy is booming. But here in Nigeria, the problem is the borrowing not impacting the lives of masses. Mohammed from Sobi. We need to go. Thank you so much. Odawole Adedeji for coming on the program. I wish we had more time to break it down and to dissect this. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having me. And I think President Tinubu has said it all by thanking Wike for making APC to win the elections. That means even the PDP one is still APC.
It's still all right.
Good morning.
All right, good morning. My guest has been Elder Wole Adedeji. Thank you so much for coming on the program. To everyone who called in and sent in messages, we really do appreciate you. We apologize we couldn't take all the messages and calls today. Please bear with us. The Diamond Breakfast Show continues tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. My name is BISOLA ODUWOLE SULEIMAN. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
The sounds, the vibes, good talking, conversations. You